Breaking news unfolding as we come on the air tonight. A Dayton police officer has been rushed to Miami Valley Hospital after being shot. This all happening just in the last few hours, right before 8 o'clock tonight on Ingram Street. That's in the Lakeview neighborhood. Now, here's a live look at Twitter right now. This is the latest tweet from the Dayton Police Department. You can see they're confirming that the officer who was shot is stable while the suspect is in critical condition. Any minute now, investigators are expected to hold a news conference to give us an update. But right now, we want to take you to the scene of the shooting. Dayton 24/7 Now's Bryn Caswell has been gathering information since the shooting, again 2 hours ago. Bryn, what do we know right now?
Megan, right now I'm standing on Ingram Street. You can see caution tape is still up here and dozens of Dayton police cruisers continue to fill the street here. What we know right now is that a Dayton police officer was shot in the head. Police say he is in stable condition right now, undergoing treatment at Miami Valley Hospital. Now, we are told that when this officer was shot, he was still able to retaliate and fire at the suspect. But that suspect tonight, we are told, is in critical condition, also undergoing treatment at Miami Valley Hospital. Now, right now, there are still a lot of questions that we would like answered about this situation that happened here around 8 tonight. Why the officers were called out to this scene, who the suspect is, who the officer is involved in, what his record looks like, and why this situation escalated the way that it did. We're going to stay out here and continue to bring the latest both on air and online. Back to you, Megan.
Bryn, thanks so much. And of course, we're hoping to get some of those questions answered in the next few minutes, as Dayton police are expected to hold a news conference any minute now. We are near the 2-year anniversary of the killing, though, of Dayton Police Detective George Del Rio tonight. Del Rio was shot and killed in November 2019 while serving a search warrant on Ruskin Road. That's less than 10 minutes from the scene of tonight's shooting. Several people have been charged in Del Rio's death. Now, within the last hour, Ohio Representative and former Montgomery County Sheriff Phil Plummer tweeting tonight that his wife Cindy and himself are sending prayers to the Dayton Police Department. And again, we're going to stay on the scene of the shooting throughout the night. And as we learn more, we'll update you here on air and online at Dayton247now.com, as well as on our Dayton 24/7 Now app. Thanks so much, Natalie. And now we're continuing to follow breaking news for you tonight. Dayton Police providing an update on tonight's officer-involved shooting. Let's listen in.
39 years of age, believed to be the suspect, in the rear of the 600 block of Ingram. The officer told the suspect to stop, and the suspect immediately struck the officer. The officer used his taser on the suspect, who went to the ground, retrieved a handgun, and fired at least one round at the officer, striking the officer on the side of his head. The officer then returned fire, striking the suspect multiple times. The officer was removed by another officer to a local hospital where he is currently in stable condition. The suspect was removed by medics to a local hospital where he is in critical condition. This case is being investigated by the Dayton Police Department Violent Crimes Bureau. The administrative investigation is being conducted by the Professional Standards Bureau. What started out as a fraud call quickly turned into a senseless, violent attack on a police officer. That's about all the information I can give you this evening. We will have more information tomorrow afternoon at a full formal briefing for you.
Did they both go to Miami Valley?
Yes.
Can you say where it was struck again? I just want to make sure.
The side of his head.
You say he's in stable condition. Stable really just means no change, though. Can you elaborate at all on his condition? We keep hearing he's going to be okay. Can you talk a little bit about the severity of his condition, of his injury?
It's non-life-threatening at this time.
Is it like, did the bullet graze his head? That's what we're hearing.
Yeah, we'll give you more details tomorrow. That's about the extent of what we can give you this evening.
What do you make of this just being, it's a difficult time to be a police officer. What do you make of something like this happening? Just what can you say to our viewers about something
Well,
that's
just what I said earlier. This is a fraud call that turned into a senseless, violent attack on a police officer. And I think the vast majority of the members in our community do not stand for that, do not tolerate that, do not condone it. Our prayers right now are with this officer and his family.
And what do you make of
the
big show of support from all of those different agencies outside of the hospital?
It's very much appreciated. It's a law enforcement family. We work together, we train together. These officers put themselves in harm's way to protect members of the public together, and that doesn't stop at the jurisdiction lines.
At any point, was the public in danger?
I don't have that level of detail for you right now. I can get you more tomorrow.
Are you the first Dayton officer shot since W?
Yes. Thank you all. Good evening.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, you've been listening to a very brief news conference tonight held by Acting Dayton Police Chief Matt Carper addressing the officer-involved shooting that happened earlier tonight around 8 o'clock, so just about 2.5 hours ago. If you're just joining us, this is a live look at Ingram Street tonight where that shooting took place. Now, the acting chief just told us that this started out as a fraud call. He says Dayton police were dispatched to that scene where they encountered the 39-year-old suspect. He says that the suspect hit the officer. The officer then responded with his taser, tasing that suspect. The suspect shot the officer at that point in the head. The officer was able to fire his weapon back, hitting the suspect several times. The officer was taken to the hospital by another officer in his cruiser. The suspect also taken to Miami Valley Hospital via a medic. Now, he says that the officer is experiencing non-life-threatening injuries despite being shot or grazed in the head with that bullet. The suspect, we're told, is in critical condition right now. Again, Acting Chief Carper telling us that DPD's Violent Crimes Bureau is now investigating, as well as the Professional Standard Bureau, or Internal Affairs, as many of us may know it. The chief telling us that this, again, started out as a fraud call but ended in a senseless, violent attack. So that is the very latest on what we know about this officer-involved shooting. Again, this is a live look at Ingram Street, where that investigation is still very much in its infancy, in the early stages tonight. But of course, we're going to stay there, give you any new information that we get live here on the air, as well as keeping you up to date on our website, Dayton247now.com, and all of our Dayton 24/7 Now social media.